on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job, had second hands. Moms bounced on old men, so then we moved to Shallon Land. A young youth, you're rocking.
All right, welcome back to another episode of We Hate Fantasy Football. Josh is not hating fantasy football. I'm hating fantasy football. Tom, whoa, hey, we have a special in-studio guest.
Yes, sir.
Tom Period, welcome to We Hate Fantasy Football. I think you might hate it just as much as the rest of us.
Even more so.
All right, perfect. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
All right, so for Tom Period, Crazy MFJR, I'm the captain. This is our Week 5 review, but before we get into Week 5, Tom, how's the season going for you?
Well, we're off to our typical banner start. Much improved over last year, but let's be honest, 0-10 to start the season last year. We got nowhere to go but up. So a lot better, but still a long way to go.
It's a long way for all of us. All right, before we get too far into Week 5, Tom, I kind of wanted to ask you about the season so far. You've done pretty terribly. I've done equally terribly. And we have a matchup coming up. I'm not sure what week it is, but it's coming soon. I think that we should kind of maybe have a bet going on. What do you think?
I would agree. I think that's a good idea.
All right, do you think you'll actually beat me?
I think I have a better chance than most weeks. So, that's something.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so what should we bet? What do you got?
I think winner picks the loser's clothes for another episode.
Oh, I don't get to wear my fantasy commit shirt?
Maybe not.
I'll win. I'll be okay.
It's quite possible.
You might be wearing angel gear.
Maybe.
You can dress like me.
We could put you in Josh's suit.
Yeah.
All right, we'll think about it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Week 5. Week 5 has come and gone. Another week where I lost. Whatever. Anyway, let's move on. Week 5. What do we see, Josh?
Well, I'm back on track. Got a win. Stopped playing a team that had the best week of their entire career. So I'm in the right direction.
What's up with that?
You
We
know,
broke our streak.
not everybody can score 7,000 points against me every time they play. I know y'all want to, but
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. Kevin just keeps on running. That team, I didn't see it, and I was wrong because Carlos Hyde's good, the rest of his team's good. He keeps up putting points, and he just keeps on winning. It's pretty awesome. What's funny, one of the things from last week is Keitel talked all that mess and then went out and lost. Nice.
Love it.
Good job, buddy. With Lisa, you get a good Big Ben game,
He's been good a lot.
but she still lost. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I was kind of wrong about Ben. Maybe it's just good Big Ben this year.
Yeah, so far.
4
Maybe
out of
not
5
this week,
weeks,
though.
right? Well, he was good, but she just wasn't.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
And upcoming this week, he's going to be terrible. I can just see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just let you know.
Tom, what did you see in Week 5?
I thought it was interesting that Keitel, kind of laid out his thoughts to everybody on the message board. And I thought it was interesting that his team went out and laid a dud. Julian Edelman didn't really show up. Matt Ryan.
Wait. Julian Edelman, he's back. Tom Brady is back. No?
Brady's back.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Edelman's still gone.
Pretty sure Julian Edelman had less than 3 points. Looked like he'd fit right in on my roster. Matt Ryan, didn't really show up. I think he's got a little bit of good Matt Ryan, bad Matt Ryan. And this week, Julio Jones, same thing with Matt Ryan. Just the two of them didn't get it done. Less than 20 points combined.
All right, so you've got the duo of Big Ben and Antonio Brown, or you got the duo of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Who you got? What do you like?
I think Ben and Brown is a little bit stronger matchup between the two.
I might agree. I hate to agree, but I
Yeah.
might agree.
I don't want to agree about anything.
Good job, Lisa. All right. Okay, so there's a trade. Trade was made.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan screwed me.
Yeah.
So trade was made. I traded away three guys: Zach Miller and Mike Evans and Isaiah Crowell. I got back Jordan Reed. Welcome back to my team. You
Goodbye to your NFL career.
and AJ Green, the guy I drafted when he was a rookie. He's back.
Yeah.
So I've got my keeper for next year, and that's what I'm playing for apparently.
First rounder for you. Good luck with that.
What do you guys think? I know. Well, okay, we're about 24 hours later. A lot of stuff has happened since it's gone down. What do you guys think?
So here's my question to you: who initiated this trade?
It was Jordan.
That's a good
Okay,
question.
okay.
Yeah,
So-
Jordan sent it to me about 5 o'clock in the morning for me, and it was 8 for him.
So I just want to know what kind of information Jordan has that the rest of us don't have.
Well,
Feelers in pro camps. That
Right.
was interesting.
So he sent those out as like jokes. I don't think they're jokes, guys. I think he's got somebody out there.
Way
When
to
I-
send in those Mormon missionaries. Good job.
When I first saw the trade, I really thought Darren here won the trade. And then the injury report started rolling in. First, AJ Green, okay, just an ankle, just taking a day off, precaution, getting some rest. But then Jordan Reed, concussion symptoms, 6th concussion of his career,
He might be done.
career in jeopardy.
I saw early retirement potential the day you traded for him.
So now I don't know what to think.
Didn't Troy Aikman go through like 10 concussions?
And then
He's
he
got like 4 to
retired.
go. He's got 4 to go. We're okay. I get it for another year.
We'll see.
And I was really happy to have him back on my team.
Might be interesting.
What a mess.
I have to applaud Wally. I thought it was strong trade raping the commissioner. Strong, ballsy move. Takes guts. My assessment was that Wally gave up AJ Green and nothing else. Darren gave up Mike Evans, who I think has a good stretch coming up potentially. San Francisco, Oakland, Atlanta, and Chicago in the next 4 games. Oakland's last in pass defense in the league. Atlanta's right there at the bottom, 6th worst. So I think Mike Evans potentially has a good run in the next few weeks.
I think AJ Green's going to be good every week.
I think they're both good.
No, he's going to be better.
But you gave up 3 players and got 1.
And I think Wahlberg had the good thought to get Zach Miller too. He's number 3 tight end right now.
Yeah.
Like he might keep that up.
Yeah.
Jordan Reed's not going to be. All right, that'll bring us to our rankings for the week. Jordan recorded these before the trade between him and myself happened. All right, Jordan, take it away.
Thank you, Darren and Josh, and welcome to the Week 6 rankings. So Kevin's team is for real. Dodger Dogs is 5-0, and each week we expect Kevin's team to falter, but each week he keeps winning. So Philip Rivers did great in place of Carson Palmer, who has been struggling, and Larry Fitzgerald is really the only Arizona wide receiver that's doing anything right now. So Kevin's got Greg Olsen, Marco Murray, Carlos Hyde, T.Y. Hilton, and every week he's going to be a very tough out. All right, number 2 is Ezekiel like Sunday morning. Josh is back in the win column. He went up against Ryan this week, and honestly, there was never any doubt that he would win. Now, Ezekiel Elliott is playing up to the potential of his number 1 overall pick. Odell Beckham Jr. finally got into the end zone, but Martellus Bennett has to be the pickup of the week. Now, Josh has a very good matchup this week against Lisa, and I'll be honest, I'm calling the upset. All right, number 3, big jump in power and glory for this week based on this guy. Tom Brady came back and looked great in his return for the Patriots. Now, Adam Vinatieri and the Bills defense, they also helped propel this team to a victory. Now, Dez Bryant, he's still a few weeks away from coming back. So Power and Glory is going to have to rely on the reserves like Terrence West, Cameron Artis-Payne in order to get the job done. But honestly, this team is terrible. Number 4, the dudes abide. The Atlanta running backs committee, they combined for over 286 yards and got into the end zone twice yesterday. Dak Prescott did just enough, and Tyrell Williams looks to be that number 1 receiver in San Diego in Keenan Allen's absence. Now Cam's coming back from injury, and Christine Michaels off his bye. Week 6 looks to be a great matchup for Jeff against our number 5, the champ. So when the Packers play mediocre, so does Gus's team. Now Gronk, he was finally involved in the Patriots offense, but the majority of his team was touchdown dependent based on their fantasy value. Gus was fortunate, obviously, with his matchup. Now he came out with a win, and this week it won't be as easy as his starters are playing some very tough defenses. All right, number 6, Dragon Pirates. Now, despite having the 3rd most points in the league, Keitel has only 2 wins. Defenses contained Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins this week in their respective games, but Matt Ryan is still the number 1 quarterback in all of fantasy. The question is this week, does Keitel continue to ride Matt Ryan, or is he going to put in Russell Wilson, who's got a better matchup? The Vikings are on a bye this week as well. So Keitel's going to look to give Kevin his first blemish of the season, but he's going to have to go find some people on the waiver wire in order to do that. Now, number 7, Lisa. We have seen good Big Ben for 4 out of the first 5 weeks of the season. And this week it looks even better as he goes up against a Miami defense that just gave up 36 points to Marcus Mariota last week. Jamal Charles is back in her lineup, and Lamar Miller has a great matchup against Indy. You add Antonio Brown and Jerry Maclin to the mix, and that's why I think that Lisa can upset Josh this week. Number 8, now Ryan is now on a 3-game losing streak, despite some great performance from Sammy Coates and David Johnson. Blake Bortles is off his bye this week. Ryan needs to dump Ryan Tannehill, Jeremy Langford, and Dexter McCluster, and he's got to go to the waiver wire to improve his team. Obviously this week he's going up against Tom, and he's got to get a win. Now Mike Evans, Brandon Marshall, and Jordan Howard, they continue to score points for Darren, but unfortunately the rest of his team has not been consistent, and that's why he's 1-4 for the season. Now Drew Brees is going to be back in the lineup this week, looking to get things back on track for Darren. But I have to agree with Kyle that Darren's team is not as bad as his record shows. He's just been kind of on the losing end of some unfavorable matchups. And finally, Tom, you're back in 10th place, but your team continues to struggle each week. Although Stafford and Riddick look good, and Gurley did get into the end zone, your rest of your team just doesn't show up. Like I mentioned, you're playing Ryan this week. The loser is probably going to be at the bottom of these rankings next week. But if you look at kind of Tom's projections for his team, he's got the 10th ranked QB this week, running back 2, wide receiver 1, and flex 1 player amongst our 10 teams. So it's going to be another challenging week for Tom. Guys, that's the rankings. We will see you next week.
All right, once again, another great job, Jordan. Well done. So we had Kevin at the top, Tom at the bottom.
Normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you think over there, Tom?
I thought the rankings were crap, but what are you gonna do? Darren and I towards the bottom. Kevin's at the top where he belongs. I think everybody really from 4 through about 8, I think, is really very much in the mix.
9. 4 through 9.
But-
9.
But wait a minute.
I'm gonna say
Where am I?
8. You're 2.
Okay. All right.
Moving on up. We're
Yeah, I think Kevin and Josh, Wally, I think certainly are potentially, certainly playoff teams in my opinion. I think everybody else for the most part is still very much in the mix.
I'm going to get up there to 7th, 6th.
good.
I'm shooting for 6.
Goals, man. Have goals.
Shooting for 6. I don't care if I make the playoffs. I'm shooting for 6.
There was one thing that Wally got completely wrong, though.
What's that?
He called an upset this week. I don't see it.
What was the upset that he called?
He had Lisa upsetting a team, but there's no possible way that Lisa's winning.
See,
this
now
week.
the thing is that we don't call that an upset. We all call that a victory.
I disagree. But thanks for your support.
Wait, can we also mention that Wahlberg has jumped himself up into 3rd place?
I noticed that.
How did that happen?
If you do the rankings, you put yourself where you want. I'm surprised he's not number 1.
Can I do the rankings next week?
I like
It'll be
that.
interesting to see.
All right, that's going to wrap up another week of We Hate Fantasy Football. For Tom Period, Crazy MFJR, I am the captain, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
All right, Tom, I have a couple questions for you before we get started. It's been kind of a rough season to start for you. What do you think's going wrong?
I didn't prepare for that question.
It was like,
I prepared for a different question, so.